International BCI Winter 2018 graduating class. Fellow graduates, congratulations. The story is told of a young man named Sam, who, even though Sam was a young Christian convert, Sam wanted to become a chaplain. And like us, he registered for chaplaincy training, not at BCI though. During the interview process, Sam was asked the familiar question, why do you want to become a chaplain? Sam, without hesitation, responded, sir, after reading the parable of the Good Samaritan in the Bible, I feel like I want to be a chaplain. The chaplain recruiter, somewhat surprised at Sam's answer, asked Sam to tell him the story of the Good Samaritan. This, my friends, was Sam's narration of the parable. Once there was this man traveling from Jerusalem to Jericho, and he fell among thorns, and the thorns sprang up and choked him. And as he went on his way, he didn't have any money. And there he met the Queen of Sheba, and she gave him 1,000 talents and 100 changes of raiment. And he got into a chariot and he drove furiously. And when he was driving under a big juniper tree, his hair got caught in the limb of the tree, and he hung there many days. And the ravens brought him food to eat and water to drink. And he ate 5,000 loaves of bread and 2 fishes. One day when he was hanging there asleep, his wife Delilah came and cut off his hair. And he dropped and fell on stony ground. But he got up and went on. And then it began to rain, and it rained 40 days and 40 nights, and he hid himself in a cave, and he lived on locusts and wild honey. Then he went on till he met a servant who said, come, have supper with me at my house. And he made excuse and said, I can't. I married a wife and I can't go. And the servant went out into the highways and to the edges and compelled him to come. After supper he went on, and he came down there to Jericho. And when he got there, he looked up and he saw Queen Jezebel sitting way up in a window. And she laughed at him. And he said, throw her down out here. And they threw her down. And he said, throw her down again. And they threw her down 70 times 7. Of her fragments, they picked up 12 baskets full, besides women and children. Now, whose wife do you think she will be on the judgment day? Today, my friends, we laugh at Sam. But by all accounts, the character in Sam's story really needs a chaplain. That's some kind of stress, CIS, PTSD going on there, fellow graduates. Poor man. No wonder Sam registered for chaplaincy school. He wanted to help. Well, my story is different from Sam's. As a matter of fact, all of us sitting here this evening, we have our own story. During the last BCI graduation, I sat in the congregation enjoying every moment of the ceremony until Dr. Ikamoni mentioned that all too familiar word, suicide. It caught my attention because I too had my own experience where, hadn't it been for God on my side, I would not be standing here today. My heart was saying, you have to reach others. The same way someone reached out to you in time, you have to reach others. But you have to get the right training to do so. And so that very night I registered for the next chaplaincy education session. I'm incredibly happy for the opportunity to study at Back to the Cross International Chaplaincy Academy. You see, I could have purchased a course on the internet. I could have gotten a badge and be a proclaimed chaplain. But I chose the classroom setting, and today I'm thankful I did. Our classes, my friend, brought us joy and tears likewise. We prayed together. We sang together. We ate those chips together, Sister Fanta. Y'all remember those chips that Bishop gave to us that we can't find anywhere else in the supermarket? And we shared our innermost fears and inhibitions with each other. But best of all, we experienced healing in the most indescribable way one could imagine. BCI did it for me. Our Christian lives were fortified even more by producing daily devotional readings, which we had to submit to Dr. Ikamoni, and you better not plagiarize anything. Our blue and white binders were our companions. Yes, they held valuable information, and I am sure these binders will be resourceful to all of us for many years to come. Acronyms and abbreviations that were once unfamiliar to us are now imbibed in our mental faculties. Terminology such as CIS, PTSD, LTC, Lemon versus Kurtzman, debriefing, and ADA, which, by the way, in this case is not the American Dental Association, y'all. These have become a part of our vocabulary. We have learned so much. We have been tested as well. Most of us do remember those dreaded 9 o'clock Saturday mornings when we would have closed book tests. We had to call back to remembrance what we learned. I remember driving to school with fellow classmate Devon Kais, and we tried to find creative ways to retain the information for the test that very morning. We even created our own acronyms, like DABDA was one of them. It referred to the grief cycle, right, Devon?